Hi, so let's begin with few sample apps where we will see how JavaScript can access the device features and how JavaScript acts as a bridge between the device features. We will see in these sample apps how JavaScript acts as a bridge between the device APIs. Previously, we know that we have created a project PhoneGap by using Eclipse. We've added few HTMLs by which we can access few devices features. So, on this first sample, we will see what are the topics we can cover. Here we will cover how to access contacts, how we can get the device geolocation, and how to access the device properties, and what is accelerometer, how we can access the battery, and what is the network type, and the in-app browser, and the back button, and the notification. So let's begin. So here we can see the Cordova.js was already added. We have added couple of JS and with CSS. So this is the device ready event which is fired, and it is very important because it is fired by this Cordova.js, and which tells the user that the device is ready and we can add our functionalities on top of it. So on the device ready, it will call the callback function where we have added all our code. So we will see how the contacts. So you will see the contacts first. So here in this res under res config.xml, all the features is already been added. So here we can see we are searching for contacts. Here we can see the contacts is already been added. So let's go to our code where we have added the contacts. We have added a button called find contacts. We will go to it, we will find it, where we have added on click event on this, where we are creating a new find options and adding the field which we want to fetch and display. This is the function of the API which will call with these fields as a list, where we can see all the contacts of the devices. On success, it will come here, and we can see here on success, on the callback, we will add all the contacts, where it will add all the mobile numbers. We will iterate where some mobile numbers as null, so we don't want that. So we will add on this contact list. On this contact list, we have added it here below contact list. So we will go there, and we are appending as a list element of the name and the phone number. So we will see by running the app. So this is the part where on error it will give the error. So this is the part where we will see the contacts. So next part is our geolocation. We will see the geolocation part. Let's go there where we can navigate to the geolocation, finding geolocation. So we will go, it's easier for search. So on click on the geolocation, this is the API which will click for geolocation, or on success we will find the latitude, longitude by position.coordinates.latitude, position.coordinates.longitude. So this is how we fetch the geolocation. We will see how we can fetch the device properties. So this is how the device properties is fetched. So this is the ID where we are putting our device properties. We can access the model by using device.model. We can access the Cordova version running on the device by using device.cordova. The platform which will show it's Android or iOS or which platform it's running, it will show the UUID of the device, unique identifier, and it will show the version of Android, whether it is running on KitKat or Honeycomb, or it is a Lollipop, or which version of Android running on my device. So we have covered contacts, geolocation, device. We will see the battery, how we can take the battery. So this is the battery status. We will go there. We will see how we can fix the battery. So we have added a event listener for this battery. We have added info where we can get the battery status. This is added when the DOM is get loaded. So we have added in a table the battery with the info, callback, we are adding the label, the plugged in, we are getting the plugged in. In the level, we will get how many percentage battery is left. Suppose, like one smartphone, we have 34% battery, charging 76, like that it will show here. And whether it is connected to a device, whether the device is connected. So once we have covered this, we will go to network type. So like this, we will go to network type, where we are saying this is a self-invoking anonymous function, where on page load it will invoke this function. So you will see these are the stats. We have created an object. On this object we are adding few parameters where the result is unknown, connection Ethernet port, connection is connected on Wi-Fi or not. So these are the things we have added. So once the device is connected, we will see the states of network states. So according to the device, it will show the required state which is connected. So we will see what is in-app browser. So this is the in-app browser. We will be having a button on the UI. We will see once we run the app, all this, how we execute, how we can see on the device. When clicking on the button open browser, we have created an on-click event where we open this URL and it will open on the next page. This gives a feature where it shows how to render an HTML page on a web view on PhoneGap. So we will cover the back button. So back button, we have added a listener. This is the listener added when the DOM is get loaded. This is the event which our Cordova PhoneGap provides. On pressing on the back button on the device, it will fire an event on back key down. So here we can see navigator.notification.confirm. We will see, are you here to exit? Yes or no. On confirm of yes, we will check. This has the index 1 and this has the index 2. So on clicking on the button index 2, it will navigator.app will get closed. The app will get closed basically. So this is the APIs where we can close app, navigator.app.exist app. So we will see how we have covered almost all the topics. So this is the part where we are talking about before, that the notification. So this is the notification you will see here. So we can see the notification API has been added. So this is the separate API where we are being added, already being added on the config.xml. We have not done any changes, as we have said before. We have only added few HTMLs and few CSS. So by this we can say we're pretty much well to know how JavaScript can talk with the native APIs and how JavaScript acts as a bridge between the mobile web application we are developing and with the code over jars, how they are interacting. So once we finish, let's run it on the mobile device. So we go here, we run as Android application. Here we will see on the second sample, which is how to access camera APIs and how can we save the image by opening the camera and save the image, and by this how can we access the photo gallery and retrieve a photo from the gallery and show it. So we will see how to capture a photo. So this is the capture a photo on click event we have written. We will go, and this is navigator.camera.getCapture is the API which is get called on photo data success. On photo data success we will get the image data which comes under as a binary image. We will see this JPEG base64. So this binary image this is the ID which we have created before. We'll make it block. On that image we will put the image data what we have got, and it will be in the base64 encoding. So by this we can see, if we do this on the SRC object, the image will get pressed. So we will see how now we can access the gallery of a device by get photo. We'll get the source we are passing picture.photo library. So camera dot get picture, we will use the navigator object on the first. On photo URL success and on fail we'll give a quality of 50 and a destination type is file URI and source type is source. On photo URI success we'll get the image URI. Again the same thing, on the large image we'll put the image URI directly what we are receiving on photo URI success. Thus here we can see how we can access camera and how we can access the photo album. So isn't it simple, right? So with this simple APIs like get picture we are accessing, and get the camera photo we are only changing the destination type, how we can leverage the feature of a native app and how we are accessing the native devices features. So this is how we can access through camera APIs. So this is all our part of a sample apps, and this is the sample 2. We will go through the sample next sample. Hi, let's begin with our sample 3. In this third sample, we will see how we are accessing the geolocation APIs and how we can point it on the Google Maps. We are using the same Cordova.js, and here this JS Google Map APIs we are accessing, and on the device ready we are accessing the navigator.geolocation.current position, and these are the callback events when geolocation is get success. On geolocation we are getting the position. With the position we are calling one function initialize, where we are passing the latitude and the longitude. Now we come to the initialize function where we are passing the latitude and longitude. We have created one object of Google Map where we are passing our latitude and longitude. What we have got, these are the map option, how much zoom we want, and this is the center. The center means where our lat long will get placed. The lat long we are getting it here. Now on the canvas, my canvas is a ID which we have created here, and we are placing our options to this map. This is our content, fact, what we want to see. This contains the content string welcome to PhoneGap. This is the marker. We will create a marker, and on clicking on the marker it should show a content or an info window. We can tell it as an info window where we can click, it will show the info window. So we can see the marker, how the marker object has been created, Google Maps.marker. This is the position. We are passing our lat long where we have created here, and we are passing the maps, and we are adding the listener Google Maps.event.add listener of this marker. So when this marker is get clicked, the info window dot open. This info window we are creating here, this will open with the map and with the marker. Map is this, and with the marker. Marker is this, which will create it, and the map is this. So thus we can see how geolocation APIs can be used. So with this we can conclude that how we can access JavaScript native APIs to leverage the feature, and how we can conclude that how we can be accessible, how the JavaScript APIs is so flexible to access the device features. With this, we will say it's pretty easy to access the device features and make it build a hybrid web application run on a device successfully.